Hello, friends, and welcome back to the horror section. And this is going to be the second part to pretty much getting my dad and me some movies for $35. Like I said, if you watched the first video, he gave me $35 to get some movies for him and get some movie and pick me out some movies. And I didn't think $35 I could get that much because usually, movies are expensive. But if you watch the first one, I done pretty good getting him quite a few sets of movies, different kind of movies, that have, 4 or 5 movies on each set. So I think I done a good job there. So this is the second one. This is more movies that I got for me, because I collect movies. So I got a couple of collected movies here, and I think I done a good job. But first, I want to start off with a really cool. This is one I usually don't show music that much, so I'll try not to take too much time to this. But me and my wife was listening to some songs in the car, and I don't know. I just put one. Now I'm a big Phil Collins fan. Usually, I get his greatest hits, and she didn't have that for some reason in her car. She had the Genesis one. So she actually had this one right here, Phil Collins, No Jacket Required. She had the CD, and she said this is what her mother and dad used to listen to when they'd go on long trips, so she fell in love with it. And I didn't think that much about it, so we put it in, and we started playing, and I fell in love with it. It's really, really good. And like I said, I got it and listened to it, and I listened pretty much from the first song all the way to number 11. I didn't even skip a song. It was that good. I enjoyed it that much. And it's actually got one of my favorite Phil Collins song, Don't Lose My Number, or Billy Don't Lose My Number. So that's always a fun one. And this is one I fell in love with as soon as I heard it. Number 2 here, Only You and I Know. And I actually watched that video a couple times on YouTube here. And of course, number 1, Sussudio. I guess that's how it's Sussudio. So you can call me Teddio, but Sussudio is a really great song. But we should have named our little girl that. No, I wouldn't name her that. But Sussudio. And like I said, this is a really good album right here. So if you like Phil Collins, and it's kind of light rock, but not really for the 80s. It's not metal, but it's kind of hard for, because metal in the 80s, it was, Van Halen and stuff like that. So this is kind of, light rock, kind of hard rock. A few of these songs are pretty good. So, like I said, if you like that kind of music, pick this one up. Phil Collins, No Jacket Required. So I'll get off my music thing here, but this is a really good CD right here. And if you notice, $3.99, and we'll kind of check what we did here. I did here in a second. $3.99, so we'll remember that. And the next one I got also for $3.99 is Malevolence. And this was and I've showed this before, but I never had this cool packaging right here with the the plastic slip case here. And with the kind of blood and scratches on it. And of course it's an Anchor Bay. Of course it's an Anchor Bay, And you notice this is for me. This is for my collection here. And the Horror Man, the reason I got this, now I've already got one copy of it, but the Horror Man told me that there is a certain copy that has like a featurette that some of them don't have. And I believe this is it. If the Horror Man's watching, hoping you're seeing this, the featurette of The Dark Side of Horror. Star Samantha Dark talks about being in a horror film and her experiences on the set of Malevolence. So I believe this is the featurette that's absent on some of the movies here. I think the Horror Man might have said maybe the first printing had that on it. So I seen this, and for $3.99, I thought, well, heck, and I flipped it, and I thought, man, that's cool. It's got the case, and I'm going to grab this, and because it's not that much, it's got the little slip case, which I didn't have. Flipped it over, and of course, my good friend, the Horror Man, told me about that, and his all-knowing about pretty much every movie you can think of. The Horror Man is the man. But Which I'll leave a link to his below since I've talked about him a lot. He's a really good guy and knows a lot about movies. He told me about this Dark. I would have never even, I probably would have picked it up because it has that cool slip cover. But I would have never thought about it having this. You know, if there was two of them on the slip cover, I probably would have just grabbed whichever one. But since he told me about that, I flipped on the back and I seen the featurette. And I grabbed it because of that. That is cool. So I appreciate that, Horror Man. I'm glad to pick this one up with it. And I'll be interested in kind of watching that and seeing what Samantha Dark has to say about being in a horror film. So that's kind of cool. And so that one's $3.99, of course. We had the Phil Collins and then the movie here for $3.99. And this one right here, this is what I left. Oh, here we go. Willow on Blu-ray and DVD combo. I about flipped out when I seen this, and it's about in as good a shape as you can get. I mean, that's awesome. You can see the U's there, man. I about flipped out when I seen this because it's very difficult to get, and I love this movie. Man, this movie is good. Me and my wife watched this one day, and she really enjoyed it, too. It's a fun movie. Val Kilmer does a great job in this one. And I believe his name is Warwick Davis, I'm hoping. Yep, Warwick Davis that plays as the Leprechaun. He does a really good job on this one, too. It's just a fun movie. And, of course, this is the Blu-ray and DVD combo from Lucasfilms. And this thing's really hard to get. And it does not have a price on it, so I thought, oh, no. And I'll tell you where I got these from if you haven't known. I don't think I've told in this video yet. I got these at Sam Goodies or I think it's FYE for your entertainment. A lot of times they have deals where if you buy two, which that was this deal. We'll just say what deal mine was. You buy two and you get one for $1. So I thought, man. So I got this Willow, and first I took it up there, and it only had this one barcode on the back. So I thought, how much, oh no, this sucker's going to be a very lot. Because it goes for quite a bit on eBay and Amazon. And took it up there and scanned it in. Of course, it was $9.99. $9.99 for this. And I thought, wow. And of course, it's used, so $9.99, $3.99, and then $1. So I thought, man, I didn't do too bad there. So we'll say 10, 4, so that's $14, $15. Add a little bit of tax there, $1.50 probably. So $15, $16.50 plus the other video, we'll just say $15 there. So I got $31.50 if I'm doing my math from the first video to this one. So I think Dad would be proud. I used his $35, gave him I'm going to give him a little change back. I might find some more movies in the meat before I even get to, take the money back to him. But I got all this plus what's in the first video for $31 for less than what he wanted. So I think I done a good job. And I actually told my dad, and he said, yeah, just keep those. He said, you done such a good job, getting me those other videos, you get me those other movies, and just keep these. He wasn't mad at all or nothing. Because like I said, he told me to buy him some and buy me some. So I think I done a good job getting him a few, and this is what I got. So, I thought it was a pretty good little spending spree there to actually give him back some change. So like I said, I got this one for $9.99, and this one for $4, and then I got this one for $1. So I thought either one of them for $1. I think this one actually rung up as the $1. It just mattered which one they scanned in first, but this thing was cool getting it for $9.99. I mean, that's awesome. I lucked into that. I mean, lucky somebody else just didn't come in there. The only thing I've seen, it's got a little bitty thing right there where the cover's been a little bit on the edge, but other than that, that is a sweet cover right there. I mean, that's nice. And, of course, this is a Ron Howard film and executive producer George Lucas. And if you haven't seen this, please watch it because it's really good. Willow is really, really good. It pretty much tells the story of this baby that they have to save. And and the little, I guess, I don't know, I'm trying to be politically correct. The smaller person's there, the one that plays Warwick Davis. There's a tribe of his fellow people, and they don't want to take care of the kid, and they're trying to figure out a way of, just taking it to a brave person and letting them kind of take care of it. Well, I believe they find Val Kilmer here, and he's kind of brave, but he's kind of, I don't know, he's kind of sly. He tries to get out. He's kind of lazy trying to get out of stuff. And they pretty much try to give him the kid, and he says he'll take care of it and all this stuff. And Warwick don't trust him, and, the fun ensues. And finally, Val Kilmer becomes he's not a bad guy. He just tries to get out of stuff, but then he actually becomes, all of them become a hero to save the baby from the mean witch. And I mean, it is a very, very good movie. So, like I said, if you hadn't seen it, check out Willow. And I hope you enjoyed my getting movies for daddy, I guess you could say, videos. And like I said, this is the second one, and please go back and watch the first one. And like I said, I'll leave a link to the Horror Man, because I wouldn't ever grab this one without the Horror Man telling me about that cool featurette. And remember, everybody go grab Phil Collins, No Jacket Required. Yeah, Sue Studio. So this has been Teddy-O, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and until my next video, see ya.